Welcome. Welcome to the broadcast. Welcome back to Actually Aubrey. And tonight we're bringing in Alex. Hello there.
Hey, I'm here.
Great, great, great.
I mean, I might start singing because you need some introduction music. I might start singing before we go on.
All right, well go ahead. You got something ready? Go
I
ahead,
don't have
shoot.
some. I don't have something ready right now. I'm just thinking about it.
You should have had some Marvin Gaye ready. I'm shocked and appalled.
Next time. Next time.
Next time, next time. All right, all right, all right. So how are you this evening?
I'm doing great. How you doing? Happy to be back.
Thank you. Thank you for being able to come back and grace us with your appearance. So let's get right to it.
Yeah.
We saw Friday's episode of
hmm
OWN's Ready to Love. What did you make of it? What did you think about these dates with the exes?
Well, first of all, I want my props straight off the bat. I don't want to hear no lip. I don't want to hear no lip. I don't want to hear nothing because I saw this coming. I told you last week, and I told everybody, Cecilia was going home,
You
and she
did.
went home.
She did. Why? Why did Tasia have to go
I,
home?
I I saw it coming a mile away. I saw it coming a mile away, and I see the same behavior starting to develop in Zadia right now. But we'll get to that later.
We'll
But
get to that in a minute.
yeah,
Yeah.
but the reason I saw Cecilia going home is because she wasn't developing any genuine connections. She was starting to get angry and
Yes.
upset over
Yes.
every little thing because
Yes.
the competition is getting stiffer and nobody wants to go home.
No.
And when I saw that it was between her and Sabrina at the end, I knew that Tasia was going. Sabrina's hanging on by a thread, but I think they made the right decision when they sent Tasia home because I saw that coming.
You saw that coming? Okay.
hmm
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, it's kinda Tasia, she hasn't been right since the first time they had the women elimination and she was in the bottom two. She's been attitudinal ever since.
Right. And I'm not sure, other than the competition or the competitive aspect, of why she don't believe that everybody got to see everybody. I guess everybody now at some point where they feel like everybody has to narrow it down to one. And I think this is why Zadia was so upset because she's like, I don't have it narrowed down to one. I got it narrowed down to two. That's my business. We're still trying to see each other. Do you know some, Aubrey, that there are people right now on the show that still haven't dated? You
That's
know,
what I'm waiting for. That's what I'm waiting for. There's a bunch of people I haven't seen. I don't guess we as the viewers, I don't think we get to see all of the dates on air though.
at least give us a glimpse, of
Something would be
something.
nice. Right.
Because
Right.
I think they zoom in on one or two that maybe, except for Walter. I mean, not Walter, except for
Hmm.
Phil. Phil starting to sling it. So I don't
Oh,
know. Phil getting around.
Phil,
So
Phil is the popular guy. He is the man to beat right now. He is the man.
yeah, Phil getting around right now. So I
Well,
think that
he's in high demand.
yeah, it just came out of nowhere. I'm not sure why he's all of a sudden is in high demand. It's like he came out of nowhere, and everybody wants to know what Phil is about. So
I
listen,
can tell you. I can tell you as a woman, I can tell you what it is.
tell me, enlighten me.
Phil is the nice guy. He's the good guy. He's just he's got enough of everything. He's tall, he's attractive, he articulates well. He makes each woman when he's out with them, he makes them feel special. So Phil, he's a unicorn. He's a unicorn. And so he doesn't have to be super macho. He doesn't have to be super rich. He's the guy that all the women want because he's the guy that you could marry and spend the rest of your life with.
Mm. Well, I'm gonna tell you what I think about what you just said.
scientific. Did you just raspberry me? Did
I
you just
sure
raspberry me,
did.
Alex?
I
That's
sure
not
did.
that
That,
is not based on any scientific fact.
that's the
What?
biggest bunch of bull I ever heard in my life. Now, first of all, when do y'all like a nice guy? He's nice guy. But
No,
see,
no, no. You gotta look at it. Hold up before you go any further with that. I gotta stop you right there.
okay.
Okay, okay. First of all, you gotta look at the age of the women on the show this season. There many of them are 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, and even in their 40s. These are a mature crop of women. Mature women like guys that are nice. When we're younger in our 20s, our teens, and even maybe our early 30s for a couple of years, we don't care if the guy's nice. We just want to have fun. But you get to a certain point in life, you need a man to step up. You need a man that's got a career, he's got a good job, he's got training, he's got a home, and he wants to be a good guy.
Well,
So we're not looking for the Corys anymore. Okay.
that's why Corey's gone.
Exactly.
That's why
Exactly.
Corey's gone. But I just think that as a woman, okay, so you brought up what women are looking for in a certain age group. I
Yes.
tend to concede there. I think you may have a point there. It is a certain maturity level at this point. Women are tired, just like men. We get tired of being hurt and playing around. We want something real at some point. But when do you see it, or if you see at this point any cracks in Phil's armor? Because right now he's in demand, he's relishing in the moment. But do you see any cracks or potential cracks in the armor with him?
Mm-mm. Pardon me. Well, that's going to be the thing that's going to be interesting to see how he navigates. He's got at least 3 or maybe possibly 4 now since Miss Sydney put her hat in the ring also. Um it's going to be interesting to see if he's a man of integrity, because if he's a man of integrity, he will begin to make his decision and start to pivot toward the woman that he wants, and he won't, you know, continue to flirt with and come on to the other ladies, because he'll start to narrow it down. And I believe that woman is Shiloh. I believe the woman he really wants, he truly wants, and he sees a potential future with is Shiloh.
Is it because you saw that small 1 minute clip where you picked her up in the kitchen and put her on the counter? Is that the
No,
reason?
no, no. If you've been paying attention to him week by week, he has said or done little things that I've picked up on. Uh, like for example, when he was meeting the women, the week that he had to meet the women's friends, when he had the date with Shiloh and her friends, and they said, "Well, is there any red flags about Shiloh?" He said, "No, she's perfect." And he
Mm.
gave her a big hug right in front of her friends. He is showing me by his body language and his actions and the way he's moving that Shiloh is the woman that he wants. The other women may want him, and it's not that I'm not saying that he's not attracted to the other ladies. They're certainly attractive. There's some vibe, there's some feeling, but the woman he truly wants, the way I see it, is Shiloh. So we'll have to see how that plays out.
Well, let me ask you this, Aubrey. Sabrina and Tasia. Now you know how I felt. I predicted what I predicted, and it came to fruition.
Yes.
Did the show get it right with who they sent home, in your opinion?
Well, if they weren't gonna send Camille home, who we know, let's talk about, well, we don't even need to say anything about Camille right now, but Camille, we'll get to her in a minute. Camille, if they weren't gonna send her home, which of course she wasn't in the bottom 2 this week, yeah, they got it right. They got it right with
Mm,
Tasia, yes.
right.
Because
Okay.
to
Okay.
Tasia, like you pointed out earlier, she was not connecting with any of the men that were there. I don't think I think the one guy who really liked her or possibly liked her, he was already sent home, and that was Sean.
Okay. Okay. Right. And did you
Yeah.
see the provocative pictures she posted after she got eliminated? Like, where did that come from?
I did. I did. I thought she looked quite good.
I'm like, ooh, to see. I didn't know all that. Maybe you should come back.
I don't know what if that was so when the show was filmed to when she took those pictures. I don't know what the time lapse was or what was going on, but hey, she's hot. She's really hot.
Right. Yeah. She really is. But you
I thought
know,
she was, I said that all along the last couple of weeks when you and I've been doing this broadcast. I said that, I think Tasia is very beautiful, but it's her attitude. Her attitude was so funky.
yeah. Well, let's get to that as we transition to one of my favorite girls, Zadia, who you claim is now starting to behave, and I said it too, starting to behave a little bit like Tasia was behaving. Why is Zadia, in your opinion, why is she taking this turn all of a sudden? Because I have my thoughts about it as well.
I'm kind of at a loss because outside of her just really like maybe the first few weeks she was showing us, her representative, and it looks like now she's starting to show her true self. I think she may just be an attitudinal person. She's got a lot of attitude, and I think that she's used to. I think the other thing about Zadia is, like a lot of beautiful women, I think that she's used to being the beautiful woman, but now she's got to deal with 4 or 5 or 6 other beautiful women, and she's in competition, and she doesn't like that. She doesn't like being in competition.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the thing. That's the thing.
Mhm.
Everybody is gorgeous. And when you're in a situation where everybody is gorgeous, you can't get all the attention if that's what you're used to. Now, for me,
Exactly.
I said, on the last couple of lives, I was very steadfast in Shiloh is my first, Zadia, and Sydney is my wild card. I've been very steadfast in that. That hasn't changed. I still like Zadia. I just think that the pressure now is getting to her because she knows she's very beautiful. She's a fitness instructor. She got the as you say body yaddy yaddy or whatever. It may be. Okay, she got all that. She got the spandex thing going on, and she just looks good. But so does everybody else, and everybody
Right.
has their own distinctive look. Aisha has a very unique look to her. Sabrina has a very elegant, unique look to her. So they're all very beautiful in their own way. And I think at this point, she seems a little intimidated, and it's showing. And I think when she's showing the fact that she's intimidated, that's showing
Mhm.
weakness, and the men don't like that. They don't like to see that.
Yeah, yeah, 'cause uh, I don't know. I think a lot of women operate with um a lot of petty jealousy, and when you're a person, male or female, and you operate under jealousy, it is unbecoming. It's very unbecoming to be a jealous person and to be a petty person.
Mm.
If you know that you're beautiful and you're comfortable with yourself, on the inside, why worry about the next person? The man is going to select, and you will select the person that you feel most comfortable with. So, see, like just like Phil has 3 options, all 3 of those ladies also have the option to accept or deny him, right?
Right.
So Zadia has the same thing. Whatever situation she's in, I think she was on the date with, was it Dante this week? And then Dante brought in another lady,
Yeah. I
and
think
she felt,
was it
was it?
Moomin?
I think it was Shiloh. I think it was Shiloh.
Oh, okay. Oh, right. That's right. That's right. Okay. Hmm.
Okay, but I mean, but so what? Okay, so you just do, it's like a job interview. You just do the best you can do with what you have, and you don't worry about the rest of it.
Yeah.
You don't
Yeah.
you can't, what can you do? You can't worry about the rest of it because, like I said, so like she was on the date with him, but I'm thinking to myself, she probably has one of the other guys that she probably is feeling more like, maybe feel. So
I think she like Cornelius too.
Cornelius, yeah, that's it. Cornelius.
Yeah, I think she like Cornelius. That's why they had her when they were about to send him home. They had her let him know that he's staying, so they could at least probably have a date. And since he's playing captive to crazy,
Crazy Camille.
right? He's playing captive to her. Zadia can't get her shot because I think he kind of played himself when he was like, "Oh, I'm going over here to meet with such and such Mizadi, and I don't want Camille to think I'm doing something I ain't got no business doing." What you mean you ain't got no business doing? You out here to date and meet people.
Right.
That makes you think stuff going on behind the scenes. That they shacking up together or spending an enormous amount of time together, and because nobody gets that attached to anybody that quickly as Camille got attached to him. you know. So it's a lot going on behind the scenes that you could probably gather. Exactly what? That's the question.
Right. Right. I, some people saying they're shacking up. I don't think they're shacking up if she's got a young son in her home. I don't think they're shacking up, but I guess if you're saying if they're seeing each other behind the scenes, they that could be. That very
Yeah.
well could be. Maybe they're
It- they-
but
they-
he's supposed to be non-sexual though, right? He's celibate. He's celibate and waiting for marriage.
yeah, yeah. I'm ready to celebrate too.
No, I said celibate, celibate. Like he's abstaining from sexual intercourse, sir. Would you get your mind out the gutter?
I know what you mean. That was my way of saying Cornelius is full of it because
Oh,
if Camille,
oh my.
if the Camille put that big booty on him, it's all over. It's all over.
Sir, would you stop laughing around that word with the B?
It's all over. Well, at least it's not the other B word.
Right. Well, yeah, Camille, she's got the body yaddy yaddy too. She's very shapely and attractive and
And
um
she already said, I'm not one to really wait, for marriage. As his ex was asking, are you the
mhm,
type to wait? And of course,
right.
Camille's sitting there, lying or acting like, she's ready to make this change. She'd have been engaged 3 times.
Yeah, now that's something I want to go. What did you think? Okay, so three times when she said that to Cornelius's ex, did you see the look on her face? I mean, what do you think she was thinking about that?
I was thinking and she was thinking, Cornelius is out of his mind, that she, this ain't the one, you
Right.
know. Why did you break off 3 engagements? And her friends alluded to this in the last episode, meeting the friends. They said she gets bored very easily. Okay, she don't like nice guys typically. They said so. They were kind of blowing up her spot. Now,
Right.
people who get bored very easily are dangerous because they're in it for the initial excitement, the euphoria of a new relationship. And I know this well. I've experienced it. I've had it happen to me. Because the euphoria of something new is always exciting. You excited to see each other. You're excited to touch each other, and smell each other, and hear each other's voice. You're on the phone. You're not even talking. You're just breathing because you're just happy to hear each other and all kind of stupid stuff,
Wait a minute.
right?
Did you say this happened when you were 15 or 17 or 18 or
Look, throughout my 20s,
okay.
yeah, throughout my
Oh, okay.
20s, okay.
Yeah.
So, so,
Okay.
so people are in love with the euphoria, but then when that starts to wear off, it's like a drug. It starts to wear
Mhm.
off, and you start looking for the next fix. And the next fix is another guy to get engaged to, so I can feel that same high. It's no different than crack or cocaine or something like that. It's a drug, and that's why she bounced around so much.
Well, yeah, so it's in love. I see what you're saying. Like what I understand you to be saying is that love. Some people fall in love with falling in love, but the falling in love is just a stage of love of the commitment of love, and so you can't be committed to that feeling because after a while, the day to day to day of life will kick in, and it won't be that euphoria anymore because you'll be dealing with school, work, children, the home, the house, the bills, whatever those things are, and the euphoria of love is just it's really just a little starter thing to get you started down the road. It's not meant to be the euphoria that you're going to feel all the time. And I agree with you. Yes, it probably can be addictive.
It can be and is, because people don't want to do the work, see, once the euphoria wears off and the work kicks in, nobody wants to do the work because now once the euphoria is over, okay, you wake up in the morning, okay, now I gotta smell your breath. Okay, now you know,
Oh no, not the dreaded morning breath.
right.
Ugh.
Oh, he does have morning breath. Oh, wait a minute. You pass gas too? Oh my God. All this
Under the
stuff.
cover, under the covers.
Right. So, so
Oh.
yeah, so reality will set in and no one went after that. Like you said, the household, possibly children, bills, real life is gonna happen. Life happens. And you can't be focusing upon each other 24/7. That's beginning stuff. And that's what you got to be very careful about, and that's why I see Camille is with him. She's very high on him right now. And he has to see that. He said he see it, but he's not acting enough as though someone who sees that and spots that. Because he don't have any backbone or any testicular fortitude. Let's just say that.
Having courage is not a male or female trait. Having courage is something that is a character trait of any person, male or female. They may possess it in various amounts. Yeah, but but yeah, Cornelius, he's allowing her to be the leader, which to me, I tend to like the more traditional roles of man and woman. And so I think he should be a little bit more the leader, and certainly to the point where whether male or female, every person should have healthy boundaries. He's not established any healthy boundaries with her because he kind of allows her to lead the whole relationship. Like when she left that meeting with his ex after having the come to Jesus moment and have the chat that they had was the first time that she actually had an adult conversation. Did you notice she had an adult conversation without making all those crazy faces and you
Yeah,
know
she's famous for that.
yeah, and she actually sounded like a mature adult. She talked about going to therapy and how she's healed her wounds and so forth and so on. But at the end when they were in the hallway and she was about to leave, she asked him, she kind of reverted to her old self. She said, "Well, when is she leaving?" You know, like she wanted to stay and she wanted the friend to leave, but of course the friend now has to talk to him privately about what she felt about Camille.
Look, you can't hide your true self forever. The true you will come out. I don't care how long you try to hide. This is what happens with Camille. It's almost like she's a schizophrenic because she'll have yeah she'll
I
have
don't
these
know about that.
she'll have these moments of calm. Look at Felicia. Camille looked normal for a New York minute. Yeah,
Yeah, thanks, Felicia. I agree with that.
okay, because she'll do that. She'll look normal. You be like, or maybe she's turning the corner, and then she go
Mhm.
cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs again.
Right.
So
She's
it's
like, "Well,
like,
when is she leaving? When is she leaving? Can't she just get out of here now?" I mean, I was like, "What?"
what do you think they're gonna stay there and sleep together? If that's the case, they done that already. So
Mm.
what do you want about it now for?
Mm.
You done had 3 engagements and who knows how many men before you met Cornelius, and you worried about one of his exes? Really? Come on now. I can't with her. Like I said, they'll keep her around for the drama, but she ain't gonna make it to the end. I'm telling you that right now. She's not gonna make it to the end. She's not.
You don't think so? You don't think that Camille and Cornelius are going to be one of the top couples?
I don't think so because I don't think she could be rehabilitated. She is who she is, and that's it. And I don't think she's right for him because you can see that she's the type of woman she don't like a pushover guy. She's going to constantly put him through tests to see if he's going to stand up and grow a pair, and he's not going to do that, and it's going to turn her off over time. See, in the beginning, when a woman get in her way, blah blah blah. I mean, it's all fun and games when she's getting her way and blah blah blah. But at some point,
Hmm.
she wants that man to stand up and go, look, sit down. I'm gonna take care of this business. We're gonna do it my way. Okay, dear.
Yeah, that sound about right.
Yeah, okay, dear, yes, dear. Because now she's like, oh, I got me a leader in the house. I got me a man now. He gonna put me in my place or whatever. Respectfully. Okay, not that he's bullying her or nothing, but you know what I'm talking about. Okay,
I
What
see.
a-
I despise the phrase putting someone in their place because I always think no one has a place except for where they want to be. No one has a place. But yeah, I totally get to your point. I totally get what you're saying.
right.
Yes, most
Let, let's
women want a man who's a leader. Yes, absolutely,
let's
absolutely.
let's say the moment, instead of putting in a place, let's say the moment that he establishes himself as the leader, women
Hmm.
respect. Women respect.
Exactly. I know I do. I think it's sexy as hell. Oh, excuse me, Pastor. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I didn't say I meant heck. I meant heck. I meant heck. I
No,
think
you
it is
you
very
meant what you said.
sexy. I meant what I said. I think it's very sexy. But see, but now here's the catch though. Here's the caveat. The man who is leading has to have a vision and has to know what he's doing and where he's going. And you have to, as a woman, it has to be in your core values what the vision that he holds for the two of you. It has to be something that you find acceptable and reasonable. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. You you
Y-
you have to have a plan of action. The man has to set a plan of action and has to get you on the same page as him. Because if he can get you on the same page that he's on, and you guys can do this as a team, that's powerful. But if you guys are not on the same page, you're always going to butt heads and so forth. So he has to sell you what it is, where he's going. He has to sell you his vision, his foresight, and you have to buy into it as a woman. If you don't buy into it as a woman, you're not going to follow the leader, quote unquote. You know what I mean? So it's very powerful when you can get your partner or get your woman to buy into that, and you guys can move forward as a powerful team. Batman and Robin, so to speak, that type of thing. You know, so
mhm.
yeah, I think it's important. But I wanna move on from them a little bit.
Well, one no one I got one question for you, and I have to ask this to you because I don't know. I've heard so many people talking about this. I have to ask you as a man to give your honest take on this. What did you make of the huge portrait of Cornelius in his home? What did you make of that? Like, is that something that you would see yourself doing, putting that huge portrait in your maybe in your den or whatever room?
um, I know what I look like. So
Did you see it or did you miss it? Because some
I
people
saw it.
might have.
I
I mean,
saw it.
it was huge. It was like maybe what, like maybe what 6 feet or
I
four
mean,
feet
what
by 3 feet.
I don't think I would do that in my own house. Now, if my mama had a picture like that up in her house or one of my aunties or something, I can understand that. But not in my own house. I know what I look like. You know, it's interesting because I have an older brother, and he has this one of his ultimate dreams is for I'm not married, he is, but he has this dream of me and him in a painting, because you get these old fashioned movies, right? We're in a
Okay.
painting, standing or sitting in these king chairs with our wives standing beside us or whatever the case may be, whatever, and to hang this stuff on the wall and look like a powerful family. See, this is what happens when you watch too much TV. Sorry.
Okay, I get it. I get it. Yeah, the family portrait. I get it that
Right,
wealthy
right,
families have in their home. Right. Yeah, I get
right.
that. Okay.
Yeah, so he really talks about this, and I could care less about it. You know what I mean? So I just it's just not one of my things. If
Right.
my mama did it, okay, but I don't want to walk in my own house and see pictures of myself. I mean, how arrogant is that?
Okay. Okay. I had to get your take on it because you know the YouTube streets have been talking about, ooh, look at that huge portrait that he had of himself. But he's a single man, he's a bachelor. And I actually liked I don't know who did the artwork, but it was unique. It was very different if you caught the different angles and the different lines. I don't know what that's called, what the type of art is called, but it was clearly him, but then it was clearly some kind of overlay and some kind of pattern going on top of him. I thought, it was just different. Like you said, I mean, I think it's something you're either gonna hate it or you're gonna love it. Obviously, he loves it, so it's his house.
Well, put
But
well put it well, put it this way. I wish his scrotum was as big as that picture. Okay.
okay, okay,
Okay.
okay,
We'll just
okay,
we'll just leave that there. Sorry, Pastor.
okay,
But
okay. So, okay,
look, look
what
what
about?
Felicia says. Look what Felicia says. I think Camille and Cornelius have made a pact to make it to the end.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I wanted to talk about that too. What do you think? Because that's come up. That's been on the YouTube streets a little bit too. That perhaps the two of them are in cahoots
It
to
wouldn't
make
surprise me, just like it wouldn't
to.
surprise me if it was Camille's idea to do it, and he following her.
Oh, okay. It could be her idea. Okay, okay.
Mhm,
That's very possible. That's possible.
mhm,
That's very
yep.
possible. Who would you like to talk about next? What about Frank and his dates?
Um, I think Frank has a emotional or intimate connection with Moomin. Um, that's why, you know what? It's funny you say that because when Frank had the ex girlfriend there, and Moomin and Sydney came, he seemed to have more of a even the ex girlfriend said, I see more of a connection with Moomin. Okay, and this is why, in my opinion, Sydney calls Phil for a date because she feels like he's going to choose Moomin over her. Because as I said before, they're used to each other. They got this whole nightlife thing going. This is not nothing new for them. And I think Phil really wants something different. Now, I'm not sure if Sydney does or not. She says she does or whatever. But that's why I keep saying the two of them are not going to fit because they're both from the nightlife. They're very familiar with each other. She's a party girl. He's a party guy, whatever. They need something different than what they're accustomed to. And I think that's why he's leaning more toward Moomin, and even the ex saw that.
Okay, yes, yes, yes. They're two totally different type of women, right? Moomin, as compared to young Sydney. Sydney is beautiful, and I think she's deeper than what we even see. I don't think it's that she's a shallow woman, but I think she's still kind of maybe in that party girl stage of her life.
Well, she says she wants children. She says she wants a husband, but see, talk is cheap because that's serious business. See, having a husband, some children, a household, whatever, it looks good from the outside. But, you know what I mean? But can you handle that once you're in it? You know what I mean? Because look, raising a family, a marriage, and so forth is not for the faint of heart. I've done that twice. Okay, and I'm single now, and I love both my wives dearly. But marriage is not for the faint of heart. You're going to go through all kind of trials, tribulations, and as we spoke about earlier, if you're not ready to put that work in, because that walking on that cloud that ends very quickly. Okay, so if you're not ready to put that work in, forget it. And I'm not convinced yet that Sydney has that in her. I know she's talking it, but you got to walk the walk. You got to walk the walk. Yeah, marriage ain't for punks. That's right.
I thought of that. It reminded me what you were saying is so true. It reminds me of you watched the show, I think, too, a little bit. Married at First Sight. So Pastor Cal, that's the title of his new book. Now I've not read it, so I'm not trying to give a plug to it, other than I think that the title is spot on. Marriage is not for punks.
Right. And it's really not. You really gotta, be strong, in your convictions. That's when you have to remember all the vows and everything you promised, and sickness and health, and richer or poorer, and all this kind of stuff. And when you think about those vows, Aubrey, that's
Mhm.
serious. Those are serious vows. People know damn well. Most people know. That's why over 50%, maybe 60% of first marriages fail because people up there at the altar, they're just talking. They're just talking. I do, I do, I do. But when they're hit with that stuff, they can't take it. Somebody gets sick. There's a loss of income, whatever it may be. Now they can't deal with it. I didn't sign up for this. Yeah, yeah, you did sign up for it. You said at the church, okay, through sickness and health, rich or poorer. You said it in front of God, but now that we're going through it, you talking about you didn't sign up for it. Really? Okay. So I'm not trying to say people can't change or whatever. I think Sydney wants it because a lot of people want it, but I
Mhm.
don't see it in her heart yet. Now maybe it'll grow on me as the show goes on if she make it toward the end. But right now I don't see. I see it more in Moomin than I see it in Sydney.
Mm.
I really do. I really do. I see it more in Moomin. Go back,
Right.
go back and think about the date that Frank had with his ex with them two, and think about it. Because Sydney come with this long list of questions in her phone. But you got that long list of questions. You know Frank already.
I don't think I thought she said in the beginning, they said that they knew of each other. They didn't necessarily I don't think they knew each other well. That's not what I
Well,
understood that to be.
well, yeah, they know of each other, but they've known of each other, many years through the nightlife. I'm not sure if they've ever really hung out, or was there in passing. Because I think what is he, a bartender or something, or DJ or something he does at the nightclub? I'm not sure.
He's in the nightlife industry. I can't tell you any more than that. I don't know
Right.
what that is. I don't know
Maybe
what that is.
he may be a promoter, a club promoter, or something. But yeah, he's definitely in that industry. So, um, yeah, but it's a tough call. But I don't think Sydney and Frank are right for one another. I see him being more with Moomin in that case. So that's my thoughts. What are yours?
Um, I think I think you're right. I think you're absolutely right. I agree with you.
Oh, okay,
Uh,
that's
you you
nice.
you wanna move on to Naeem and Zadia's date?
Naeem is that's interesting because Naeem's ex said that. Well, what struck me was she said that women want to get with you because they see a come up, and
Yes, she did say that.
I didn't quite get that. What is he? Is he a millionaire or something? I mean, did I miss something?
I don't think these days, I don't think that anybody has to be a millionaire. I think you can be easily a thousandaire if you in the right ballpark of thousands, like let's say six figures a year. I think that, a lot of women who maybe make 30, 40, 50,000 wouldn't mind being hooked up with the guy who earns 100,000, 200,000. So
I mean,
I,
yeah, I
I
mean,
don't know. I don't
well
know.
to do, well to do.
I was what right. I was wondering about that too. I was wondering when she said that. But what really went through my mind was this. Everything she did during the date, I said, "Wow, it sounds like maybe she still has the hots for him."
Um, I sort of got that in a way. It's almost like she was trying to preserve him for herself, maybe trying to find her way back in a little bit. It was very odd. Put it that way. It was a very odd feeling, but I kind of got that feeling too. She didn't say anything specifically to say, "Ha ha," she wants him again, but her actions, some of the things she was saying about Azadia, excuse me, um, kind of alluded to that kind of thing. And look, women see him as a come up or whatever. Maybe she want to get back there and be on that come up. Who knows?
Right, right. Well, I think the thing that gave me pause too, though, was when she said, um, he's not very huggy, he's not very affectionate, or something to that nature. And then she said, well, at least not with me. I mean, it was a couple things that she said throughout the date. I don't remember the other thing, but there was a couple of little giveaways that made me think as a woman, it sounds like she still got feelings for him because there's no way I would have been out with my ex and he wants me to meet his new person, and we've been friends for a long time, and I'm trying to give him a hand in interviewing this lady or getting to know what's really what are her intentions. there's no way I would have put myself in the situation because she already knows that I'm an ex, and for most women I think that's an uncomfortable situation to be in, to know that you've slept with this woman and now you're over here trying to sleep with me and get close to me. So I mean, I'm not going to interject myself into it like, well, we were really touchy feely, or he wasn't really touchy feely. No, I'm not going to bring any of that stuff up to play. That's not going to come up in my conversation. So I felt that she was just kind of strange, and maybe she still likes him.
And also too, women in start when you start to get up in that age group, you're talking about upper 30s, mid 40s, early 40s, mid 40s, things of that nature. They
Yeah,
like
because she's 40.
affection. They like affection. They want to cuddle. They want to be touched. They want to hold hands. They want to do that kind of stuff. And if you're sitting there telling, Zadia that he doesn't do this, maybe she's hoping in some strange way that turns Zadia off. You know, because why would you even say that? It may
It
be
would.
true now. Now it
Right.
may be true, okay? But it may be true because maybe he just didn't want to do that with her. That's why maybe she said, well, at least with me, because
Right.
people do change. I was not a cuddler when I was younger at all. I'm like, listen,
Really?
your head too heavy. Lay over there. I'll lay over here. Get your
Oh
head off my
my.
chest or whatever. We had a lot of business. I mean, you had a lot of business. You could lay there for a little while, but okay, all right, now go ahead. Go lay over there. That's why we have two pillows in bed for a reason. Or whatever.
Okay. Okay.
But 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 but
So
as I
this
got
could have been. So what you're telling me, what you're trying to tell me is this lady could have been your ex, and she could have been interviewing your next, and she would have said the same thing.
she was saying the same thing,
She would
but
have she
what
would have blew up she would have blew up your spot, as you like to say.
yeah, yeah. She would have blew up the spot, but what she wouldn't have realized is that I'm older now, and I'm very much now at this age a cuddler. Because
Mm,
people do go through evolutions, people do evolve,
mm.
and I'm much more intimate than I used to be. See, people get sex and intimacy confused. They're not the same thing.
No.
Okay, sex and intimacy is two different things. And I think people think when they say, "Oh, we were intimate," that means having sex. That's not what intimacy means. Intimacy is a lot of touching, holding, kissing. That's it. Those are intimate things. Intercourse is what it is. The intimacy leads to the intercourse, but intimacy goes on throughout the day as you're doing the dishes. Getting a kiss on the neck, or as you at work, he calls you to tell you he's thinking about you. All these things are intimate acts, and at the end of the day, that leads to intercourse. Possibly, if you get home and you're not too tired.
Well, you know what? If not, it will take the place of then.
Right, 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 right,
It will be a nice substitution for.
right, right. Exactly. So,
Yeah, yeah, there's
but I
nothing wrong with that. I think you hitting on some very pertinent facts for those of us as we get older and life goes on and you're just busy. You got the children, you got the household. It's one thing to be sexual and be always active when you aren't having to do all these other things that adult people do. And when you get into your mid adult years and your middle age, we know that things change. So that's all right. I mean, that's fine. That's why I'm asking the question. So does affection being affectionate and cuddling, does that matter? I think it does. I'm raising my hand. Yeah.
well,
It
yeah, I got
matters.
I got my hand up too. It matters big time. It matters big time. It really
It
does.
does. It
Yeah,
does.
yeah. But what are your thoughts on Fu Manchu?
I wanted to skip if you're talking about you. I think if you're talking about who I think you're talking about,
I'm talking
I
about I'm talking about Walter's ex.
oh okay. Oh, you calling her Fu Manchu? I want to save them for just let's come back to them because what I want to do let's do this. What did you think about toward the end? What did you think about the date with popular Phil
Hmm.
and Sydney at the gym, and
I
her
loved it.
Her tight I bet you did, her tight leggings.
I loved it. I was I was glued to the TV. When she called him to that date at that gym, I was like, damn, Phil lucky. You know,
You know what? You make me sick. I guess I think I can understand after I watched it. I think that the perhaps the outfit, the workout attire,
mhm.
snugly, tightly fitted the way it was, and her kept turning her backside to the camera. I think that's probably what you're alluding to,
No, that's what
perhaps.
I'm saying. I'm not alluding to nothing.
Okay, all right, okay, 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 okay.
Forget an
Well,
illusion. She had her backside to the camera, and that's what I was focusing on. But
I'm sure. I can imagine you probably hit the pause feature just so you could stare at it a little bit longer. Okay.
but
You know,
but
she's a Sydney is a beautiful girl. She is, I mean, physically she is stunning. I mean, like they really this year the women, the contestants and the women on the panel are really beautiful, and Sydney is an example of that. And not only is she beautiful, but the thing about her is she's beautiful and she's young,
hmm right,
you know.
right.
So there's a difference when a woman is in their late, let's say late 20s, early 30s. Sometimes with beauty it kind of shifts a little bit as we get into our late 30s, 40s and 50s, right?
She's in her
So
early 30s.
she's in her early 30s, right? That's what I'm saying. So she's still young. She's still got
hmm
that glow of youth to her. And then you know what? I think what's young about her also is her attitude. She seems like a fun person. She's always upbeat. She's
hmm
always smiling. She's not attitudinal like Zadia or Tasia.
Yeah, party girl. She's fun. And I think that if she get with the right guy, this why she's my wild card. Okay,
Okay. Okay.
because you could have a lot of fun with her. She's beautiful. She's nice to have on your arm walking down the street. She likes to laugh. She likes all that stuff. She likes to go to the gym. She likes to go. She likes to party. Whatever. But if the right guy can pull the maternal instincts out of her and make her wife material,
Mhm.
okay, and you get both sides of that coin,
Mhm.
I think that she'll be the perfect mate for somebody because she got one side down. You'll have fun with her all day, and I'm not just talking about bedroom stuff. I'm talking about just fun, laughing, joking, being silly. Not taking yourself too seriously. You get all that with Sydney. Okay. But if you get that maternal instinct down with her, building a household together, taking care of her children, get some motherly instincts out of her, figure out where she is there. If she goal oriented as far as what does she want to do with herself as far as earning money and so forth. When you get that out of her, I think she could be a perfect mate. I think she'd be a
Okay.
perfect mate. Yeah. Because
I I can
it's gonna take a special guy to do that.
I can feel you on that. Well, I think it's gonna be is two it's a twofer thing. I think it's a partially it is gonna be the man that commands that kind of respect out of her, commands that kind of commitment from her, but it's also gonna be a product of timing in her life. It's gonna be a product of timing. So some of it is timing and some of it is the man. It's not all the man, it's not all the timing. I think it's gonna be both, you know? She's going to get tired or she's going to decide at some point she's going to make a pivot and she's going to decide, well, now this is what I want to do. I've had my fun. I've done the party scene. I'm ready for a husband and children, or at least a husband to start with, right? And I
Right.
think that's what happens with a lot of us as women, just like with men. When men aren't ready to settle down, it doesn't matter what woman comes on in his path.
He's not ready.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
He's not
It don't.
ready.
Yeah. It don't matter. He's
Right.
not ready.
So,
He's not ready. He's not
yeah, so
ready.
you right, right, and that's what I'm saying with women, it's also the same thing. So it's not just the right man in your life, because sometimes you can have the absolutely right man, but is the timing right? Is the timing right? So that's what I think. That's just what I think.
Yeah, I mean, and people have this thing though. do the stars align and the universe in the proper positioning, to make all this happen right? Is God ordaining this and so forth? And sometimes you can tell when strange things are happening in your favor that you just can't help but see that things that ordinarily wouldn't happen. You gotta start asking yourself, well, maybe this person is for me. Let me start looking at some things. So some things that are out of your control that are being thrown into the fray, supernaturally or something, cosmically or whatever you want to call it. And you're like, oh, this is kind of interesting. I see something in her I didn't see before, or whatever the case may be. Because the beauty part is
Mhm.
obvious. The beauty part is obvious. But when you start looking into a person's a spirit, their behavior, how they are in their day to day. Because obviously Sydney, she don't wake up party girl. So there got to be another side to her. When she wakes up in the morning, how is she? Does she like coffee? Does she like tea? Does she what does she do first thing in the morning? How is she late at night
Hmm.
when the party's over? Whatever, when she comes home, whatever. So there are other aspects to her that I will be curious in finding out, other than of course the physical.
Right, right. Exactly. Well, she showed some of her playfulness with Phil. I mean, but like I said, you see, we've seen that playful side. Yeah, so we haven't really seen her serious side. What is she like when on a bad day when things aren't going her way? What is she
Bingo.
like when what is she like when she's angry with her man? What is she like? So yeah, you're right. I think all of those are going to be products of her being serious about a relationship when she gets to that point, and also, like you said, I think it's going to take the right fellow for her too, because I think she's a lot smarter than what we've seen. I think that, she's kind of always kind of calculating. And you made an excellent point when you pointed out that is probably the reason why she went out on the date with Phil, because she sees that Frank is maybe more spiritually connected to Moomin, and she's going to need somebody else to help keep her there if she's going to stay for the duration, right?
Right. And Moomin had more confidence at that date. Moomin was at that date like, look, if I want him, he's mine. So I'm not really worried. You know,
Mm.
because she did say I was surprised to see Sydney show up, but I'm not
Mhm. She
worried.
did.
She said, I'm not worried.
Right.
If I want him, he's mine. That just. And she showed that confidence. Now Sydney gets there and she got this long list on her phone and she's scrolling. You know,
Was that funny or what? I was like, "What?" She
you
had
know,
like, and the poor ex Leah, she kind of played along with it. I think somebody forgot to tell her what the assignment was because she played right along with it.
yeah, because Sydney's big, like the song says, scrolling. You know, I'm like, what the hell is this? But Leah also very nice looking woman. I'll be
Yeah.
interested to know why it didn't work out between her and Frank. Is it that nightlife thing again? You see what I'm saying? They have
Did,
to get away from the nightlife. They have to get somebody that's not into the nightlife. Because I think Moomin sings in the church. I think she's a gospel
she
singer. If
she
I'm
is
not
a gospel singer, right? That's
right,
correct.
right.
But wait a minute. Let's go back. Something you said. Okay, so Leah Frank's ex said when she was asked, she said that she didn't receive enough attention from him. That's what she said.
Hmm.
So, which is interesting because Frank, if you recall the week before, when he was being interviewed by Sydney's friends, he said that his toxic trait is that he what? He gives too much attention. He's very attentive.
Hmm.
So somebody's lying here.
Yeah. I think because he's part of the nightlife, he's easily distracted. Because when
Yeah.
you're in that nightlife, it's
Yep.
just too many women out there. Your head is turning all night long. You know.
Mhm.
So again, he has to be pulled away from that element to somebody who's more calm, more collected, who has a focus. Somebody like
Yeah.
Moomin, quite frankly. Somebody like Moomin, quite frankly. Um,
Right.
and this is why they
Right.
shared that intimate moment where they was sharing food out of each other's mouth. Now that's a very intimate thing because I'm not just going to bite on food somebody else been biting on. You know, so
Oh,
when
oh,
they
you're not? You're not? You're not gonna do that?
That's a very intimate thing. If I'm feeling something for the woman, then I may do
Mhm.
that. Yes, I may do that. But just with
Mm.
any old body, no. Everybody doesn't get that. That's a very,
Okay.
very intimate thing. You know.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, so that's what I'm saying. And
Oh,
Frank did that. And Frank did that with Moomin.
well, that's the scene I'm gonna have to go back and watch because I think I must have got up to give myself a refreshing beverage because I did not see that. I missed
Yeah,
that.
yeah. It was a couple episodes back. It really was. So but yeah, so that's what I think about them too. Um, I was surprised that Sydney called Phil, excuse me, but I wasn't shocked by it, and I was pleasantly surprised by it. I'm glad she, stepped out a little bit and called somebody else and showed some initiative. Let me see what else is here. And I respect her for that. I really do.
Okay.
So do
Yeah,
you want to speak about Fu Manchu now?
that take the lead. Take the lead. Yes, we're on our way. Yes, take the
Yeah.
lead.
Okay, yeah. I mean, if anyone knows, I mean, I'm showing my age now, but anyone knows who Fu Manchu is, you know, he's the famous Asian warrior who had the long, long fingernails. Okay, that was
Oh, okay.
that was Fu Manchu. You can Google Fu Manchu. You see what I'm talking about. Okay,
Okay.
but this is Walter's ex. Now I can call them Felix and Oscar. You remember the Odd Couple, the famous show?
Right. Oh yeah. Now that now we're really telling our age, but yes.
They remind me of the Odd Couple. I'm like, they do not look like they ever belonged together. It's almost like they put her in there just to give him somebody to sit with and say it was an ex. Now, not saying they couldn't have been, because people they like what they like. Sometimes they like things that we don't think they would like, but
Yeah. That
they
it
didn't
was
they didn't
different.
have a match. They just didn't. To me,
Yeah, I didn't see any chemistry. I didn't see none of that. I mean, and not to take away from her, I thought she was very articulate. I thought she was very down to earth. I didn't like the way Sabrina kind of came across as a little bit arrogant with Walter's ex, which I didn't think that was necessary.
Sabrina was not feeling that at all. She was
Well,
not feeling that at all. No,
she seemed
ma'am.
to, yeah, she got upset when the lady asked her, does she ever act crazy or something to that nature? And Sabrina said, "Well, I'm too fabulous and too well put together to ever be crazy." And then she really got upset when when she saw Moomin coming to the interview. And she was like, "Oh my goodness, I think she's another one that gets shaken easily by other women because she's used to being the beautiful one."
Right, right,
Not really accepting the fact that in life there are millions and millions of beautiful women.
right. I think she got the tall, elegant thing going on, but I think
She's
again,
very elegant, yes.
right.
Mhm.
But again, I think she knows the competition is there, and she shows she gets shaken by that competition because just sit. Look, I got something to do. I gotta go. I mean that's very abrupt. Very rude.
Yes, yes.
You know why you're there. Sit there
Right.
and talk to the woman. You know. So, but she is who she is, and
When she Mhm.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, real quick, Sabrina made the comment. She said, "Well, Daddy knows where home is," so
Uh oh.
she sounded like she thought she had things locked up. But my thing with her is, I really didn't even know why she was there because, according to Walter, out of his own mouth, he wants to have children, and Sabrina does not want to have any more children.
Yeah, and as we stated a couple shows back, um, those are unequally yoked people. There's a lot of women on the show that have children that don't want any more children, and too many men that want children. So this is why Sean is gone. Well, Sean is gone for a whole myriad of reasons because Sean wants to give you a basketball team, but ain't got the contracts to pay the players. You know.
We're gonna have to come back at the conclusion of the season and talk a little bit more about Sean. Maybe we can get Sean to come on the channel. I would love to interview Sean. Sean, if you're out there, holler at your girl. Holler at me. But
Yeah, I wouldn't
okay,
mind
so
talking to Sean. Yeah, I wouldn't mind talking to Sean. He's a nice guy. He's very quirky man, in my
well, he's
opinion.
a, he's a creative. He's a creative, so you should understand that. Being also a creative, he was a little quirky. Well,
Mm.
okay, so let's give our predictions. What do you think is going to? Who do you think? Which guy do you think will be eliminated coming up Friday?
Well, it
Any
definitely ain't gonna
thoughts?
be fair.
It won't
Definitely
be
not
who?
gonna be fair.
Oh no, no. Phil has got he's got everything locked down. It won't be
Yeah, Phil,
Phil. No,
yeah,
not at
yeah,
all.
yeah, Phil got 4 or 5 of them, so it's not gonna be Phil.
Yeah,
Um,
just about every woman wants Phil.
yeah, I think I'm leaning more toward maybe Naeem, probably going. Um, that's where I'm leaning because
Mm,
you know I don't see him having a genuine connection with anybody as far as you know that you just have a feeling about when two people are together. You like there's some chemistry there or something that you can see, you can sense. Energy is everything. Energy is a real thing. You know,
right.
and I don't sense that with anybody he has sat down with. I don't sense that he has a genuine energy or connection with anybody. So um, I might be leaning toward Naeem leaving.
Mhm.
I think Frank will be okay this week.
Mm,
Um, um,
okay.
I think Cornelius would be okay only because Zadi is interested and they got to keep that drama going with him and Camille. So I think Cornelius would be there. But yeah, Naeem or Walter, but I would say Naeem.
What about I just thought about something. What about Dante? I mean, I think Dante could have a real shot at the elimination too because his personal situation with the children and the baby's mothers. I don't know. I don't know.
You know what though? He may be a good match though for the women who already have children because he don't want any more and they don't want any more. So I don't.
Good point. Good point. Good point.
Yeah, he
I
may be a
I
good match for
forgot
them.
about that.
Yeah,
Okay,
he may be
got it.
because trust me, 3 kids by 3 different women is enough. You know, so that's enough children. Get your life together. Focus on your stuff. I mean, and these men make good livings. So I'm not trying to say
Yeah,
anything about their professions because they all seem to make very good livings. But
right.
you make a whole bunch of children that does affect your pockets. If you're responsible, it's going to affect your pockets. You know,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
so yeah, but I think you may have a point, but I'm still leaning more toward maybe Naeem, you know, um, maybe going home.
Okay. Well, Alex, as we wrap up, I'm gonna oh, hello?
Yeah, motorcycles outside going by my window. This
Okay. Oh,
at
okay, okay.
this
All
hour.
right. All right. So is there anything you want to tell them about your film that's on Prime?
Yeah, I mean, as always, you guys can find me on Instagram, AW Leaf on Instagram. Please go and see Cycle, CYCLE on Amazon Prime. If you have Prime, you can see it for free. If you don't have Prime, there's a very small fee to pay to watch it, but trust me, it's well worth the fee. I have a film in development as we speak. I'll tell you guys more about that as things develop. I also have a comic book project in the works. I'm a superhero creator as well. I've been doing that since I've been a kid. I mean, a very young kid. So I have a comic book project in the works, and hopefully that will turn into an animated series. So I have a few things going on, and it's a lot of work, very challenging, but I love it. So if you love it, it's not work.
That's true. That's true. Well, thank you, Alex. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for your insight. The women love you. I get information. I get comments in the comment section saying, "We love it. We love that you have a male viewpoint." So thank you so much for taking the time out and making yourself available for the broadcast today. Okay.
I might change my name to Phil. All the women love me.
All right. And with that, we're out. Everybody click those like buttons, subscribe. Thank you once again. We're trying to grow this channel to 100 subscribers. So let's go. All right.
All right. Good night now.
Night now. We're out.